Welcome back to EtherLink AI Insights. I'm Alex, and joining me today is Sam. We're talking about something that sounds almost like science fiction, an executive AI retreat in the Arctic wilderness. Sam, we're discussing the AI Vision Quest Finland. And honestly, when I first heard about this, I thought, why would you go to the middle of nowhere to learn about cutting-edge AI?
That's the exact question most people ask, Alex, and it's totally fair. But here's the thing. There's actual neuroscience behind this. Stanford research shows that immersion in natural environments increases creative problem-solving by 50% and cuts cognitive fatigue by 40%. Lapland in summer, with the midnight sun, creates this rare psychological state where your brain is literally more capable of integrating complex new information.
So you're saying it's not just a nice vacation with some AI training sprinkled in? There's a genuine methodology here?
Exactly. The midnight sun actually disrupts your circadian rhythm in a way that enhances neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural connections. Combined with the psychological safety that nature-based environments create, you get an accelerated learning environment. Participants consistently report clearer thinking and faster skill acquisition than traditional corporate training.
That's fascinating. And I imagine this matters right now because, according to McKinsey, 73% of business leaders say AI skills gaps are their biggest barrier to digital transformation. This isn't a nice-to-have anymore, it's urgent.
Completely. And here's what's brilliant about the VisionQuest model. It's not some abstract lecture series. You're leaving Lapland with an actual working AI agent you built, a proprietary methodology called the Golden Prompt Stack, and a 90-day implementation roadmap your whole organization can execute. That's tangible value.
Okay, so let's break down the program itself. 7 days is a significant commitment. What are leaders actually doing out there? Walk us through the structure.
It's organized into 3 pillars across 7 days. Days 1 and 2 are foundational. You're learning LLM architecture, prompt engineering, and this is critical, EUAI Act compliance frameworks. Because here's the reality, you can't build AI solutions in Europe without understanding regulatory risk.
Right, the EUAI Act isn't theoretical anymore. It's actually here, and companies need to know how to navigate it.
Precisely. Days 3 and 4 pivot to hands-on creation. You're actually building your own AI agent using no-code and low-code tools. You learn the Golden Prompt Stack methodology, which is their proprietary approach to structuring prompts for business workflows. This is where the transformation really kicks in because you're not just learning about AI, you're experiencing what it can and can't do firsthand.
That's the key difference, right? You're not sitting in a conference room hearing case studies. You're getting your hands dirty, making mistakes, and figuring it out.
Exactly. And then, days 5 and 6 focus on strategy, translating what you've built into organizational implementation. You're developing a 90-day roadmap, identifying quick wins, establishing governance structures, and creating accountability mechanisms. Because the most common failure point in AI adoption is the gap between pilot and production, this program bridges that.
And the final day, day 7, is about synthesis and peer accountability. That's interesting. Why does peer accountability matter so much here?
Because you're not going back to your organization alone. You're part of a cohort of fellow leaders facing similar challenges. The program includes personal vision synthesis, where you articulate your AI leadership vision, and then you establish peer mentorship networks that continue after you leave Lapland. That's the secret sauce for long-term behavior change and actually implementing what you learned.
So there's a personal mentor assigned to each participant throughout the week?
Yes, each person is paired with a senior consultant, what they call an AI lead architect, who has deep experience both in AI development and in organizational transformation. This isn't a group facilitator. It's a one-on-one mentorship relationship designed to customize the learning to your specific business context and challenges.
That's a significant level of personalization. I'm curious, what does the environment itself contribute? You mentioned the location is Kuusamo at the intersection of 4 national parks. Is that detail actually meaningful or just marketing?
It's genuinely meaningful. The research is clear. Environmental context matters for learning and creativity. They're hosted at Taiga School, which is eco-certified and positioned near Kitkajärvi Lake. This creates what researchers call psychological safety. You're away from office politics, away from daily operational pressure, literally surrounded by nature. This reduces threat detection in your brain and increases the vulnerability required for authentic peer learning.
So it's not just that Lapland is pretty. It's that the isolation and natural beauty actually rewire how your brain processes and integrates new information.
Right. And the midnight sun piece is crucial too. Most people think that sounds exhausting, 24 hours of daylight, but from a neuroscience perspective, it actually enhances alertness and energy across the full 7 days. Participants report sustained focus and accelerated learning. Combined with structured reflection exercises, you get this perfect storm for rapid capability development.
Let's talk about the compliance angle because I think that's really important and often overlooked. The EUAI Act is creating genuine complexity for organizations. How much of the program is dedicated to that?
It's baked into days 1 and 2 specifically, but honestly, it threads through the entire program. When you're building your AI agent on days 3 and 4, you're simultaneously learning how to document it, assess its risks under EU regulations, and ensure it meets transparency requirements. You're not learning compliance as an afterthought. You're learning it as an integrated part of responsible AI development.
That makes sense because compliance that's bolted on after development is always messy. If you're building it in from the beginning, it's much cleaner.
Exactly. And here's the business reality. Organizations that understand EU AI Act compliance early have a competitive advantage. They can move faster because they're not retrofitting risk assessment and documentation. The VisionQuest trains leaders to think about governance from day 1, which fundamentally changes how their organizations approach AI adoption.
I want to dig into the prompt engineering piece because that's something that sounds technical but actually has huge business implications. What's the golden prompt stack methodology?
It's their proprietary framework for structuring prompts that produce reliable, business-grade outputs. Most people think prompt engineering is just trial and error, writing better questions. The golden prompt stack is more systematic. It's about understanding context setting, instruction clarity, output structure, and validation. When you master this, your AI agents become exponentially more reliable.
And that matters because a lot of organizations are experimenting with AI right now but getting inconsistent results, which leads to skepticism.
Absolutely. The difference between AI felt like a toy and AI drove real business value often comes down to prompt quality and methodology. Leaders who understand the golden prompt stack return to their organizations and can immediately raise the quality of their AI outputs. That's transformative.
So if I'm a CEO or a COO thinking about this, what's the real ask here? It's a 7-day commitment in the Arctic, which is significant time away from the business.
The ask is, can you afford not to go? If 73% of leaders say AI skills gaps are their biggest barrier to transformation, and you're one of them, 7 days in Lapland could be the most impactful investment you make this year. You're returning with not just knowledge but hands-on capability, a 90-day implementation roadmap, and peer networks that support long-term execution.
Plus, you built something. You didn't just attend a conference. You built a real AI agent and have a clear pathway to deploy it.
Right. And the psychological transformation matters too. Most leaders feel anxiety about AI. They don't understand it. They're not sure how to lead with it. After the VisionQuest, that anxiety becomes confidence because you've experienced AI firsthand. You understand its potential and its limitations. You know you can direct human-AI collaboration effectively.
That confidence piece is probably underestimated. When you return to your organization able to say, I built this, I understand how it works, here's how we're going to implement it. That's completely different from reading a report about what AI can do.
It changes your entire organization's posture toward AI. Instead of top-down mandates that feel risky and vague, you're modeling hands-on engagement with the technology. Your team sees that their leader understands this, has executed it, and has a plan. That's the foundation for real transformation.
So we've covered the structure, the science, the practical outcomes. What's the one thing listeners should take away from this conversation?
AI skills gaps are real, and they're urgent. Traditional training doesn't solve them because it's abstract, but immersive, hands-on experiences in environments designed to enhance learning, like this VisionQuest in Lapland, actually work. If you're serious about leading AI transformation in your organization, this is worth considering.
And if you want to dive deeper, the full article is on etherlink.ai. There's way more detail about the program structure, the science behind it, and real outcomes from past participants. Thanks, Sam. This was great.
Always a pleasure, Alex. Thanks everyone for listening to EtherLink AI Insights.